This is Frank Islam, Chairman and CEO of FI Investment Group and your host of Washington Current Review, where we interview leading voices in business and politics that impact you, the viewer. Today, our guest is Khurram Shah. He's the co-founder of a company called ICS. He's going to talk today about the vision, his values, his missions, and his goal. And he's going to talk about what the ICS is all about and where he's going to take it to the next plateau in his journey. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Mr. Islam. How are you?
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Well, good. So what is this ICS and what does it do? What does it provide? Is the government one of those beltway contractor? Do you have anything different than that?
Well, we actually, it's an interesting statement. You know, whenever anyone asks me who's ICS or what's ICS, my usual response is ICS is me. Essentially, you know, in this town, you could be known as a beltway contractor, but we've tried to stay away from that title and that recognition and given ourselves a unique position and a different, few different values, I should say. Overall, yes, we do the same kind of work.
To your government contractor?
We are a government contractor. We have majority of our work in the federal government today, and we are well recognized and well spoken about.
So your customers include mostly federal government agencies?
That's true. So some of our well-known customers would be today Commerce Department, okay. FBI.
Okay.
We have work over with DOJ, which is an ATF. We have also prime contracts with several small agencies that
sure.
At this point it's probably not best for me to name them, but you get the point.
Sure. I have been owner of a small business myself. I understand the growing pains and agony, challenges and obstacles that we all face in terms of capital, in terms of the growth, in terms of just about everything. How did you overcome this?
So, you know, I'm glad you've gone through the pains. You know, I've heard enough about you and your success.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations on all what you've done. You serve as, you know, a mentor for a lot of us. I mean, I look up to you for some of the things that you've done. But our challenges were likewise to you. They were unique to ICS. Our growth, you know, we started in 2003. And since then, it's been a battle. It's been a journey. It's been every day. You've got to make decisions, and very tough ones. So I think, you know, it's to overcome those. So
you have been there since 2003.
That's right. We've founded the company. You're an 8A
company?
We're an 8A. Myself and my twin brother.
Okay.
We co-founded the company. Started out of our basement.
Sure.
Believe it or not. We were living the Bill Gates dream. You know,
sure.
If he could do it, why couldn't we?
Sure, why not?
So we started the company, and we had the aspirations, the guidance, and in this case, a few friends to lean back on. So we did everything we could to go back, and they knew us, they trusted us, so we started with them.
So Khurram, what's your disclaimer? Why you? There are a lot of companies out there. So if I was a customer, why do I do business with you?
The fact that, Frank, you know, lots of customers today are looking for the customer service, customer excellence, or excellence in customer services, you know, and someone they can trust. So I think all along in the community, both me and my brother have reached out to a lot of the people we've trusted. So we're giving back to the customer. And you know, when we go in and approach any new customer, very quickly they find it, you know, very easy to accept that, you know, these are the two guys who aren't going to, I'm going to use the term screw us, excuse my French, but just very much, you know, look in the eye.
So you're customer focused, customer oriented, and customer, you satisfy the customer.
Absolutely.
That's your focus.
Absolutely. That's the discriminator today, and that's what we stand for. We believe in that. There's no existence without that, and this would be my advice to the newcomers, to the small businesses. You know, just build that trust and don't let it go, because if you know, if you're following the dream and you're following the money with it, along with that, you'll find greed in there. but just focus.
So you're not guided by greed.
Not
You're guided
not
by
entirely.
principles and guided by the customer satisfaction.
Absolutely.
Is that the best way to describe Khurram?
That would be the best way to describe ICS.
Good. Well, I'm glad to find a common ground here.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about the Census 2010 project. Tell us about your experience. And what is this all about anyway, Khurram?
So I would say, and I would, you know, every time I talk about Census 2010, it brings chills down my spine. I mean, it is one of the toughest programs a program manager has ever been through or been awarded.
Sure.
So in 2008, we were approached by the Bureau, in this case the Census Bureau, to come and help them with something, what I today call it impossible. They were going through a rough time, and what they had gotten from their contractor, who was awarded a job in 2006, to actually put together what we call it the decennial that happens every 10 years. So the knock on your door, but behind the knock on the door, there's a lot of work that has to happen. So the America is counted, the population is counted, the surveys are conducted. A lot of work has to go in. So the decennial pumps in, or the government, federal government pumps in about.
This is a software job, IT job?
This is related to IT, very much so. I mean, but along
this
the lines.
This is the people who go door to door and try to get the success. Okay, that's what your job contract was all about.
Yes, it is about that. It is to put together a series of workflows and to automate them so that the workers who are out in the field can be managed properly, and their tasks are brought back in a fashion which is managed, secure, because a lot of data that is PII data, which is in this case secure data for your Social Security, my Social Security, it's all in the hands of common people.
So things are going well?
Things went really well. I mean, it was one of the toughest jobs, as I said. The challenge was time. The President of the United States was being selected. The country didn't have a leader for a few months, but if he had taken office, we had to make him successful.
Sure.
So for his administration, the Census 2010 was a key milestone in his administration. So in this case, of course, we had to work harder. The dates of the decennial, folks, cannot move.
Sure, I understood.
So you've been there.
I'm glad you did a good job,
Right.
And you satisfied your customer, you got them engaged, and the people were good, were doing the work.
Absolutely.
As I understand, your company is about $33 million per year.
That's correct.
Which is so you have been in the program for how many years now? 8A program.
Well, we've been in the 8A program since 2007, so about 5 years now.
So that's pretty good,
Yeah.
doing a $33 million from $55,000. That's very good. So what's the secret of success?
Well, like I said, you know, customer focus. We also truly stand for innovation, and every program that we've conducted, it's been out of the box thinking. You know, we're not conformed to and confined to simply just, let's say, you know, here's where I am, and I'm going to follow the best practices. Sure. That's very well practiced. But at the same token, thinking out of the box, Frank. I mean, just you know, hit the ground running. I mean, I give the example to people that back in the days when I was in Pakistan and growing up, we had to hit the ground.
So you were born in Pakistan?
I was born in Pakistan.
What part of Pakistan is
Karachi.
this? Karachi.
Yeah.
So you came here, and how old were you when you came here?
I came here when I was 17.
Great. So you went to school where?
I went to school in Florida. I just attended the last year of high school.
Good.
But since then, this has been home, and I'm proud of every moment that I've lived here and the chances this country has given me.
Great. So what's your vision? How to move forward, your company? And what do you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, well, that's a good question. So growing up, I'm still doing a lot of that.
You're still growing up?
I'm still growing up.
Great.
I'm still a little boy who's living his dream. But the vision is, Frank, technology for us is moving very, very fast, and you know this. So to create some sort of hybrid, I mean, in this case, I'm not so fond of, you know, changing technology on the customer, because that's a lot of money. So creating a focus and sort of, again, out of the box thinking to create solutions that are agnostic to technology. I mean, they don't have a tag on them that, you know, hey, you must use Oracle, you must use Microsoft. So we're quite focused on open source technologies. And so the vision really is to go into the clients and provide an integrated solution. Not just say, here, I'm going to do this piece.
Are you in a product business or mostly services?
Mostly services, but we are leaning on products at this moment. We have a vision, and we have a focus on a few technologies that we're incubating, and then we're going to probably package them, and it's going to be a voila moment.
So 10 years from now, ICS will be what, $600, $400 million, $300 million?
I think,
just a wild guess.
I think you know, it'll be one of the recognized names.
Which
and
is
I'm
what
not
you
going
want
to
to
put,
be.
yeah, I'm not going to put a number on it. Sky's the limit for me.
Sure.
So
by all means.
Yeah.
You mentioned, and I heard you say that you want to grow organically rather than merger and acquisitions. So can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Sure. As I said earlier, you know, I don't want to put any numbers to the growth of ICS, and that's my principle is organic growth, which means, you know, that let's focus on our strategy. Let's focus on what the clients are driven by today, and then take that forward. You know, take that. You know, there's really no big bang theory that I have, and that's why I always lean on to organic growth, because the big bang could result in loss of quality, you know, chaos in an organization, and the clients really don't need to see that. They need to see a level-headed company that comes in, is collected. They can help them, because mostly the issues, or I should say, in this case, the growth that the customers want, or the direction they want to take, they want your help. So you have to be collected.
Got you.
So that's really what I mean by that organic growth.
So what services you are known for, and which would you like to do? You talk about the products, I heard a little bit.
Well, you know, we've all heard.
And I talked a little bit about all the agencies that you're in. You want to expand that horizon, obviously.
Right.
And getting the most into DoD business, perhaps.
We are. We're looking into some of that. We've been tasked to build some products as well. But collectively, I think there's a big hype in cloud.
I heard about that. You're talking about cloud computing?
Yes, that's right. So cloud computing
so it's a hype, huh?
Well, it is a hype, but in my mind, you know, and for those folks who are watching, especially the technologists, they would tell me, and they would agree with me, that this is something that's been around us.
Sure.
Just that the infrastructure is now able to collaborate and expand rapidly. The elasticity has been created. Everything else has been there. The concepts are there. They're old from mainframe world. You know, you know it, how the resources were collectively pooled and how they would. So cloud is really a big focus for us, and mobile apps are a big focus for ICS.
What that relates to the government contracting business?
Well, the idea really is it's twofold, Frank. I think cloud today is driving modernization too.
Sure.
So if you know what that is about, modernization is the ultimate goal. But before that, I won't go in without saying, well, I think we should also do this.
Okay.
So offer infrastructure as a service, start from that platform and service delivery, and then go further into software as a service, because which is the ultimate, you know, the series of events and the platform that the government sees, or the end users in this case would be more you know, inclined to seeing.
So how are you going to leverage all these things you have into the current agencies and move to the new agencies?
Well,
obviously use your past performance, your experience, technology, tools.
You know, and that's the challenge. That's the secret recipe.
When you're not there, they're not going to give you a contract. That's the way the system is, right?
Right, true. And that's why, you know, it's a tough battle. It's you can be everywhere, but wherever you are, you should be known at least for what you're doing. So once again, the organic thought comes about. I'm not going to go and spend B&P on, and for those who are watching, bids and proposal dollars, just so I could be, you know, everywhere.
Sure. You can be everywhere.
Right, correct. So just focus on the agencies, do a good job, and for me, it's always repeat customers and growth within the same agencies.
So what's your vision moving forward for ICS? Are you Are you going to have a contract which is mostly full and open rather than a small business and 8 days set aside? They'll be gone 5 years from now.
Well, both. I think I don't quite fully agree with the small business quotas because they'll probably even get bigger. And as you know, federal government is moving in the direction of small businesses. They you know, I use this term and it's not very familiar, but they would like the one throat to choke kind of policy.
Sure,
they are
but you will
leaning
get
on
out of
that.
the SIC code pretty soon.
Sure, yeah, no, absolutely.
So you would not be able to compete among the small businesses unless you're Alaska Native companies.
Well, I'm thinking about how to make that happen. So,
right.
But you're right. You're absolutely right. It is quite challenging. Once you become mid-tier, then there's really no focus, and you've been through those pains. Then you go full and open. But then that also brings back the same point that, you know, be known for what you do and be good at what you do. So there won't be any competition because, you know, the industry speaks for itself. The past performance that we have, I was just you know, reviewing it with a partner of mine. We've got exceptional past performance. Every client speaks highly of us, and you know, that's gravitas for us. That's something which makes us you know, beat the chest and stand tall.
So the past performance, just the pass and fail. You have to write the best technical proposal
of course,
and be competitive in the cost in order for you to win a contract.
Agreed. And I think it's also my opinion that just the proposal in itself can't win the job.
Sure. You have to know the customer.
That's exactly right. So I think we've been selected on proposals.
Sure. But
we've been selected for a relationship.
Yeah.
We've been selected for the best price.
But you
so
still
it's a culmination.
Sure, sure. Tell me a little bit about community things that you engage in. That's very important to me personally, and I think you have a responsibility to be engaged with the community, to give back to our country, to our community. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, you know, within ICS, you know, we're quite open to ideas. We are spending money towards the community. We're helping small kids. We're building, you know, these technology labs. We've focused on a community foundation. We're a donor to that. So it means a lot to me. I mean, in fact, not just the internal Muslim community, but community as a large.
Sure.
We are focused on maybe taking this matter of unemployment very seriously.
Sure.
Whenever there are any cuts that are announced in my company, I take them very seriously, that it's totally based on performance. I don't want to burden the community with more people. And especially the president's mission, you know, he's got to look good. So we're all working for that man, and I feel quite patriotic in that sense. And anything we could do, if there's any events that you're tracking, I'd love to know more about them. So we could participate.
You'll be the first one to know, Khurram.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Frank,
I really enjoyed talking with you.
It's a pleasure having us.
And good luck to you as you move forward with your journey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. This is Frank from FY Investment Group wishing you a great week.